Well, that was fun. I must say that was fun. Welcome to DeWitt 3D here on this Sunday stream. Just because, oh, hang on, I got to check my glasses. They got to be dirty here or something because I think I see something on screen. I don't know if that's right though. Hang on a second here. Let me check. Can that be right? Kieran Clark? Do my eyes deceive me? Well, hello, Kieran. Welcome. Joe Velasco, Dominic Versetto, Non-Fam, and Kieran Clark, and Logan. Good evening, everybody. There's 9 on so far. A few have spoken up. I saw your post earlier, Joe, saying you're looking forward to the Voron calibration cube print from yesterday because you did not see it, and you will not be disappointed. I have the before and after cubes right here. Right here. Can you see them? There we go. Is it Sunday already, David Wilson? It is Sunday already. Last week was a short week, but it seemed that it was a long week. I don't know what it was. Monday was a holiday last week. It was Thanksgiving here in Canada. I think it was Columbus Day down there in the U.S. But, man, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday just dragged. So hard at work here in the office. You are hard at work. Well, of course you're hard at work. You're watching me. What can you do? That's the best thing. So hope everybody's got a beverage. And everybody's ready to go. We have one completed Voron done. I had to, of course, put the LDO Motors sticker on here. And on the other one, we have the Voron design sticker. If there's anything else left to do on this, I would say it is to put charcoal in the Nevermore filter. And I don't know what else I have to do on this other than do some prints. So still recovering from IRF, are you? Wow. Okay. Well, I wish I could have gone to IRF, but the goal is I'm shooting for MRF next year, next June for MRF in Goshen, Indiana, in that rockin' hillbilly town called Goshen. So, hey, let's see if we can make it there. Hello, Ricky B. Hello, how are you? Welcome. They call it Indigenous Peoples Day now. Oh, do they really, instead of Columbus Day? I did not know that. It came up on my calendar as Columbus Day in the U.S., so I will have to see. They have a Truth and Reconciliation Day here on September 30th. So I don't know. It's all different. Amish crack down in Goshen, Indiana. Yeah. Anyway, so for those that weren't here yesterday or Friday night, I don't remember. We had finished tuning the Voron, and then we did a final cube. And I can kind of try and show the differences between these two cubes now. I'm gonna put up, and I should have done this before I started the stream. It's so bad, so sad I didn't. Let me just take this camera. Actually, if I kind of just clamp this guy over on this little, I have a little Voron 01 right here. I can use as my camera stand for now because it's not being used for anything else at the moment. And I can probably there. If I do that, that'll probably make a nice little. Let's see how this looks. I thought I am going to make something, Joe. I just haven't. Oh, that's the one thing to do yet. So I'm not quite finished it. I am going to make something and put on the back wall, but I have not done that yet. So here we have our close-up camera. Now, if we can, say, for instance, look at this side, I think you might be able to tell which is which. So the one you're seeing on the right-hand side is the before tuning, and the one on the left-hand side is after tuning. It's a much cleaner surface. The little bit of ringing that happened is gone. Okay, so that's the one side. Our top layers, the one with the bearing in it is after tuning. So there's our top layers, before and after. I just put the bearing in to make sure it would fit. Okay, let's see. We have our X side. So on the X side, hang on a minute. Oh, there we are. Man, the camera, when you heard it hold it at certain angles, makes them both look terrible. But this is the after, and this is the before. A 3D printer is never finished. There's always something that I agree with you, Zenbender, for sure. And hello, Zenbender. Hello, Rex Waldy. Welcome. Okay, so there's a distinct difference between those two. Bottom, can't really judge the bottom. This one I had way too much squish and I had the textured sheet on. This was with the flat PEI sheet, the Wham Bam that's on there, and that's a decent bottom layer. Then we have this side here, which I'm trying to get the light right on this. Right-hand side is before, left-hand side is after. So it's definitely a cleaner print on the left-hand side. And then we have the Y side, okay, and in this case, the right-hand side that has the, this one that has the bearing is the tuned, and the other one is the untuned. And depending on the angle of light we hold it at, you can kind of see that there was a little bit of ringing on this one, and the ringing has gone on that one. So it's definitely made an improvement. I did a vase print yesterday, one of the clock spring vases in vase mode, and are we going to focus? It turned out beautiful. That's kind of hard to see the whole thing. Let me see if I put that upright like that. There we go. That's better. This gives you a better idea of how clean those layers turned out on this vase in vase mode. We ran this last night. So, I mean, that is, you can hardly see layer lines, let alone see. I mean, look at that. If I get real close up, that is a nice clean. There's a little oopsie right there. But overall, I mean, look how smooth that is. How close can I get it? Yeah, so it's really turned out well. And then the bottom layer, of course, is good. We have, this is with the Calibrate Z there with the clicky probe doing all the Z offset and everything. Almost PIF verified. Wow. How do you get PIF verified? You have to submit parts, I'm sure. And it's pretty good. This is thin. I mean, this was a 0.4 single layer vase mode. If we look down into the void, you can see the void inside the vase. Hang on. Whoop, down more. There we go. Look at that. Woo-hoo. Anyways. So far, so happy with what we're getting off of this thing. We've done a lot of other different prints in between. I printed a lot of the door parts on this. For the hinges and for the clips to hold the panels on. So we have the exhaust fan on the back working. So it's all good. Test prints and anything else they want to see. Yeah. Well, speaking of test prints, I happen to throw on this printer. Will this camera show it? If I turn that up this way? Doop. So I have took the liberty of loading. Oh, come on. What are you doing? Hang on a sec, guys. Oh, there we go. I took the liberty of loading Polymaker ABS yellow because I think we've decided we're going to do the Trident. Yes, the Trident in yellow and red. We're going to do red as the primary color, yellow as the accent color. Yes, it might be a McDonald's printer, but it'll be the only McDonald's printer out there. Somebody sent me a link to the, it's called the Voron Color Configurator. Yeah, it's okay, but that's kind of what colors should go together. But I'm a rebel with the cause. So we've loaded the ABS on, the yellow ABS on. I've gone ahead and sliced up a few of the parts because I don't want this to be an all-night print. So I've just lined up a few of the parts for the Trident. These are some of the accent parts that you'll recognize from the Trident. And this is a 2-hour print. I've gone with the standard. Will it cook fires with that? Fries. It might, Kieran. It might cook fries. If we get the temperature hot enough, I'll throw some frozen McCain's fries in there and see. Yeah, right. So I've gone with the standard Voron recommended settings on this one of 4 perimeters. Okay, and we have 5 top, 5 bottom layers, and then it's a 0.2 layer height. And then as far as infill, we're going, because we're in Super Slicer, I don't know if it defaults to 42%. I can always change that to 40% gyroid infill. Okay, I always run a bit of a skirt, 2 layers of skirt, just to make sure I'm extruding fine. And our speeds are staying at our default speeds here. Our accelerations are staying at our default accelerations that we have set. We have a volumetric speed of 15, maximum print speed of 300. Filament settings, we're going to run the filament at 255 for 100 for the first layer and 255/90 for the second layer. Those are the recommended temperatures for the Polymaker ABS. So, and when we slice it up, we get an estimated print time of 2 hours and 11 minutes, which is perfect to go ahead and slice up and print on the stream, and we can watch it print and see how well it prints and see if it would be PIF passable or verified or passable for these accent parts. I don't have the ABS for the main parts yet. It is being delivered to me as we, oh, it's probably not being delivered until Sunday, but I should have that hopefully by the middle of next week. So I want to go ahead and send, well, I could actually, what I'll do first, no, because I didn't slice it as an ABS. Yeah, let's just go ahead and send these parts and see how well these things do. This will be the first time. Used to use the heated bed to cook stew. Yeah, I know that. This will be the first time running ABS on this thing. Now, I don't have any filters in it, so we're going to get a few ABS fumes, but these are small parts, and hopefully they're small fumes, and it's not like it's going to be running ABS all night. So we'll see, and I'll actually sniff the air while we're printing and see, because I've never tried Polymaker ABS, so I don't know whether you will actually smell those fumes. What are those print perimeter speeds set to? Okay, let me check the perimeter speeds, and you can maybe advise. We have 200 millimeter internal perimeters and 100 millimeter external perimeters. Now, if I go back to the defaults, it goes to 150 and 80. Now, maybe I should be leaving them on the defaults, because if we get the perimeters too fast, we're going to have some layer adhesion issues, I'm sure. So let's leave them on the defaults. And this is the profile that was given by Andrew, the tuning guide. And I realized we had to turn down the volumetric speed because he had tuned it for a high volume hot end. Or high flow. 150 and 80 is where we're at. Yeah. Okay. We'll leave it at that. That would explain an issue I had with a print I tried last night. I'll show you guys after. I stopped the print because there was layer adhesion issues on it. Layer adhesion issues, and I think the perimeters were too fast for the print that it was. But we had the perimeters going up fast for this vase, and it worked really well. So, but that is a spiral mode vase. So that's a little bit different than printing, your perimeters and infill. So they are what you see. Yes. Okay, so let's go back, and we will reslice that with those perimeters on, and that might slow the time down a little. We were at 2 hours 11 minutes. I think we're going to be 2 hours 13 minutes now. Look at that. That was a wild guess. Oh, my picture's in the way. That was a wild guess. 2 hours 13 minutes. I just guessed that if we were slowing the perimeters down like that, hey, you know what? It's going to take an extra 2 minutes, and I was right. Hey, Kali05, how are you? My cooling should be 30 or less or 0. Bridge fan speed 30 for cooling. Default fan speed 0. There's no cooling. I don't cool on ABS, except obviously for bridges. So, because you need to cool bridges because you don't want those suckers to sag. So, hey, old curmudgeon, hello, how are you? Okay, so let's go ahead and slice. We've already sliced 2 hours, 13 minutes. We'll get this going so we can see the prints finished. You know what? There's an issue with this, and that I need to see, because this is actually, I've got how do I delete a color change? Ooh, there's a color change in here, because I had that from the other night. How do I delete a color change? Let's see. I think I go like that and exit out. And we slice it again, and then I think that color change is gone. Yes, it is. Good. Whew, color change is gone. Ha! Default should be 30 bridges. 30 bridges minus 1. For cooling, infill bridges minus 1. Bridges fan speed 30. Yes, that's what it is. Yeah. So you're saying default cooling for ABS should be 30, or default fan speed right now is 0? Are you saying we should have 30 for a default fan speed for ABS? Infill of bridges. Infill bridges is -1. Here, let me zoom in on that a bit if I can. It won't let me zoom in on this screen. And the bridge fan speed is 30, but our default fan speed is 0. So 25% cooling. See, I've got Ricky B saying 0 cooling. I've got Zixelter saying 25% cooling. And okay, well, we'll do 25 cooling and see what happens. Okay. Let me save that so it's saved in the profile. Okay, well, let's reslice it with that new cooling setting. That shouldn't change the print time. Okay, let's see what happens. And bridges is -1. The bridge infills, yes. Okay. Bridges, there's 2 settings for bridges there. There was bridges fan speed and infill bridges -1. Okay, so we're going to call this accent yellow parts. I'll just have to remember which ones I printed. Generally what I do is when I finish a print, I take a load of what's on the bed and then I put them in a folder called printed. So I know they're already printed because there is a lot of, both -1? Seriously? So you don't want any cooling. Let's see, you don't want any cooling on bridges at all? Okay, well, you guys are more the experts on this thing than me. So let's just go ahead and we'll do that again. Although I don't think there's any bridging in these parts, but let's see what happens. Accent yellow parts, decode completed. Okay, well, we'll export it again and we'll just call it so I can know which one to print. It will have cooling. Okay, what does -1 mean then? Is that I would think 0 would be off. I have increased from 25 default to 30. I did. No, it's 25. It's still 25 for the default for the fans, for the cooling. Listen to the community and they'll make their mistakes as well as yours. Well, of course. I definitely listen to the community, especially those that have Vorons, because they've been through all this before. And if you're printing ABS parts, it's it's a little bit different. And sometimes, though, it's overwhelming. I'll admit when there's 4 or 5 different people saying different things, but I focus on a few. That's just an override. -1 means don't override the default. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay. I did not know that. Okay, that makes sense. So -1 means don't override what the default already is. See, that's something I did not know. Okay, and this will take a little while to start up because, of course, the bed's got to heat up to 100. So where is my there it is right there. So let's start the bed heating right now while we print 100, and we will start the bed heating while we get this print started. And here's when we're going to go, and we'll go print. I'll go set up, okay, if you want a little less or a little more, then change it. Okay. Okay, I did not know. Okay, cooling is preferred, especially at high speeds. Okay. And if you want, it makes sense. I did not know -1 meant run the default. Okay, so now I know. See, I learned something every stream. So I'm going to go ahead and set up. Let me change to this view here. And then I'm going to go into OBS and go to studio mode for a second. And then in studio mode, I'm going to do my mobile cam. And I'm going to go ahead and set this up so you guys can watch the print go. We're going to leave the doors closed. Didn't turn my case lights on. They don't automatically come on, but that's fine because sometimes if I do an overnight print, I don't want them on. but we'll focus on this right on the wham bam part. There we go. And then once that starts up, actually, let's zoom out a little bit on this. Outwards and out. Oh, there we go. Light it up. There we go. And the focus is finicky on this one lens. Okay, so if I take studio mode off now, come back to you folks. Is there a setting for run the fan at default speeds when possible? If so, it should be checked. Let's see if that was. Fans, cooling. Oh, no, it wasn't. So it should be checked. So I need to start this over. Although we overrode the cooling default speed, and I don't think there's any bridging in these particular prints. We should be good for this run. But I'll keep that checked and we'll save that setting. Okay, that's why everything else is all -1, -1, -1. It's going to go to the default speeds. Okay, that's default fan speed. I get it now. So my default right now is 25 for cooling, which is fine. And as I said, don't believe we have any bridges, external perimeter fan speed, support interface fan speed, top fan speed. We're all at -1, and disable fan for the first 3 layers. It's also for overhangs. Okay, do I have overhangs in this? Let's see. Let's just see this print. There's no overhangs on this, and there's no, oh, well, if you consider screw holes an overhang, but they're going to be very gradual. Oh, there is a little bit of bridging in one piece. Okay. Well, they're all going to be 25 fan speed then. We'll see how they turn out. Oh, yeah, there's bridging in 2 pieces here. Oh no, that's the same piece. So there's a little bit of bridging in the one piece. Yeah, but it's small. Here, oh, I thought I was on the display. Sorry. So we have bridging right there, the green piece I highlighted. We have a little bit of bridging in that piece right under here. And we have some bridging in that piece right under here. But I believe that's the only piece that we're going to see any bridges with. Because these are the few pieces that I'm running right here. So, yeah. Do they offer a kit minus the frame? No, I don't think they do. Well, how much is the frame portion of it? What's a frame cost? About $200 probably, something like that, isn't it? I know my local guy sells the frames on their own. Where are we at temperature-wise? We are at 70 degrees. Actually heats up pretty good. Well, with all the covers closed now, you should maintain a decent heat on it. Nozzle's clean for all the level settings. You didn't even recognize that piece? Let's see. The one with the bridges on it? Let's see what piece that was. That was called... what piece is that? Let me go back and see what I downloaded here. That is the... oh, maybe it... Oh, I don't know why I printed this one. Okay, come on. What did I do here? Oh, I don't need that piece that's there. Actually, you know what? Oh, no, I did print the right one. I didn't want to print the Hall effect one. I printed the right one there. And that other piece you're seeing is a... Let me see. Let me see that I didn't print something I shouldn't be. That is a... No, I'm not printing any of the hot end pieces right now because I don't quite know what hot end we're going to put on it. So the x-axis, gantry, AB drive units, Y end stop bumper, Y end stop housing. Is that the Y end stop bumper? No. Y end stop housing. Oh, I probably don't need that. That's piece that you didn't recognize is called the Y end stop housing. I probably don't need that because on the LDO build, we have an XY end stop piece that's sort of separate from that. We'll print it anyways. What the heck? Actually, hang on a second here. There we are. Should have had the bad heating before the stream. Yeah, I know. But I'm going to get rid of that one piece. We don't need that one piece actually because the LDO kit comes with an XY end stop kind of combined piece for this build. So if we get rid of that, that'll also lower. I just want to get some sample prints off this for ABS. That'll also lower our print time by only 13 minutes, so it's not a big deal. But let's see, can I cancel print mid-heating? Don't think I can. But I can restart. Yeah. Let's do this. Let's restart. Okay. We'll get rid of that piece. Get the bed heating again so we don't slow that down. There we go. It's at 82. So it should be heating pretty quick. There we go. Let's push that over again now. Okay. We'll get this one started and print, and we're still heating the bed. And I'm just going to delete those other two so I don't. Done. There we go. So now we have no bridges. And very, very, very minor overhangs in the screw holes. Bolt holes, screw holes, whatever we want to call them. And we're at just about at 90 degrees. Hall end stops are not repeatable. Always off a step or three from one to another. Comes into play if your power goes out for a short time and you want to continue. Hall end stops are magnetic though, aren't they? They use magnets or something if I read correctly. But no, we're just using the standard end stops. So, but we're heating. Yeah, I should have heated the bed up sooner, but hey. It was last second I decided to try some ABS prints. So this was a great build. Overall, a good build. Learned some lessons that I hope I can bring forward into the Trident build. I think there's a stealth burner upgrade for the Trident kit I'm getting. So I will look to print stealth burner parts again. I assume, well, yeah, it's going to be the same size stealth burner we have on here. I just have to, I don't know whether it's going to be the Clockwork 1 or Clockwork 2 that they're shipping right now. So that'll depend on the extruder motor that we use. So. What I've learned from so one thing I've definitely carrying forward from the 2.4 onto the Trident is don't print parts that you don't need. So I've got, you should see this bag of spare parts I have for the 01s and the 2.4. It's a ridiculous amount of plastic. But yeah, you can put the stealth burner on the front of the CW1, yes. But if it's a CW1, I would use the square if I'm not mistaken, I'd used a square extruder motor that comes with a kit, a CW2. I had replaced it with the round motor, the rounder motor. These things are so cute. I got a few of these things in. We're going to work with these down the road on a few things, but these little Picos, those are so tiny and so cute. They're smaller than I thought they were. Anyways, they're just awesome little things. So yeah, so that one, I was going to check really quick while we're letting this warm up. We're at 97 degrees. We should be there pretty quick. So I will flip over to this one. And my mug should be on here as well. And I don't know why it dropped down a step or two, but I should be on here, and I'll just put myself up over here or down over here. It doesn't matter where I am. And I don't need to be that big. There we go. Because I know you guys would rather look at the printing than my face. So let's focus right there. If I can tighten that focus ring, there we go. It shouldn't bounce out of focus. 99 degrees, 99.3. I'm not going to do the foolish thing I used to do and touch the bed to see if it's hot. I'm going to believe the thermistor. Yeah, when you upgraded the MK3 to the, I did the upgrade for that as well, and I printed spares. Certain things I'll print spares. Like if the Voron build calls for 6 clips, I'll print 8 or 9, because usually they're small, and you know, like these little corner guys right here, back here, those caps. I printed spares of each of those, because and which is good, because when I was putting one in, I cracked it because I had a little bit of elephant foot going on not elephant foot on the top on the part that goes in the extrusion there. I had to shave it down a little bit, and while I was shaving one down, I cracked it. So, and we're at 100 degrees on the bed. Well, the nozzle's heating to 204, and it looks like we don't have any oozing out of the nozzle, so we're okay. Or maybe it'll squish the oozing down when it home Z here, so we should be fine. Yeah, it squished it. Okie doke. Let's get this print going. Meantime, I was going to look up. Look up my local guy. I know he sells the frame kits alone for these. So if I go printers, printer parts, don't print spares. If one comes loose, you have to 2 V01s to reprint them while you continue on with more. Yeah, that's true. I went ridiculous with spares last time, so. Okay, so the LDO Voron 2.4 300 millimeter frame kit is 189 Canadian. So you're probably looking, what, $130 US for the frame kit. 350 frame kit is 204. So let's call it 205. And the Trident frame kit for a 300 is 214, of course, because Trident has a little more frame. Yeah, so frames aren't super expensive. And then that little motor I'm going to need, if I do a Clockwork 2, that stepper motor is, there it is right there. It's $26.95, $27, and it's the NEMA 1436 STH20 motor. Complicated home process, it's not bad. Yeah, it's not worth splitting it out for what, for US $120 or whatever it is. Not worth them splitting it out, probably. You're right, especially for their cost. Oh, okay, cool. Worth the savings, yeah. I don't have the equipment, or I don't have what I would need to cut the frame cleanly. I mean, a hacksaw, but you have to have a proper chop saw or something to cut those frames, I imagine, to do it cleanly. Or a band saw. I don't know. What would you use to cut those frames? I've never cut aluminum frames before, so. Here we go. Now we're going to do the mesh level. Hey, Crapstar, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Table saw with a sled and a radial arm saw. Okay. Oh, I have a table saw. Of course, I have a DeWalt table saw with a sled. So I guess a table saw could cut it if you have a blade for cutting steel. Yeah. And a miter saw. Yeah, I guess that would all work. You just got to account for the thickness of the blade, like always. Okay. Aluminum cuts like butter. Okay. Do you need shows my carpentry history when I asked this. Do you need a blade with more teeth or less teeth to cut aluminum? I know the less teeth, the rougher the cut, correct? So you'd want more teeth, I think, to cut aluminum, so you have a cleaner cut. Well, that's good to know. I could cut it on my table saw. More teeth, yeah, okay. More teeth is going to give a finer cut. And a carbide blade would probably be best too, because that's hardened steel. Hardened carbide and yeah, whatever. I don't know a lot about tools, guys. That's not my forte. Hand tools I can deal with. Power tools, they are what they are. I just know I needed a decent table saw, which is why I have the DeWalt. It's a small one, but it works well. Theoretically, I can cut a 4x8 sheet on it, but you just have to have two people to do it. And the first cut's not the cleanest. What are we doing today? We are just talking about the build. We're printing ABS for the first time on it. We're printing ABS. We're starting to print the accent parts for the Trident build that's going to be coming up here within the next 30, 60 days or something like that. So, and then while I'm waiting for the Trident kit to arrive, I've got to decide what to do. I'll probably do some work. I've got this other 01 on my desk right here, which is right. Where's that? Oh, that other camera's facing way out of the way. Stuff will get in them for sure. Yes, no such thing as an aluminum magnet. No, I agree. I have 4 different pairs of safety goggles that actually go over my glasses. So, do I have any tacoing in your bed? Any what? Any tacoing? Tacoing. Oh, I don't know. Let's see what the mesh looked like. We just finished the mesh. Where is it? Here we are. Let's see what the mesh looked like. Okay, so here's the mesh that it just did. So there's a little bit of tacoing. I call that more saddling. But that's pretty good. I'd say that's more of a saddle than a taco. So, yeah. I think that's pretty good based on the chart over here and the variance. I mean, we're speaking in the yellow, we're speaking 0.00. The variance right there is 0.106 millimeters, so a tenth of a millimeter. It's not so bad. I mean, that makes it look like it's a warped bed, but when you're speaking 0.1 millimeter, it's pretty decent. So here we go, our first attempt at ABS. Add blue tape to the low spots. But I don't need to. That's the mesh leveling is taking care of that for me. My X linear rail extrusion. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but that my mesh is taking care of it. So There we go. And we're running, everybody probably knows, but we are running a 0.4 millimeter Voron Revo nozzle. So the Revo one there. I believe the Voron specs do call for a 0.4 millimeter nozzle for the parts. So, why are my case lights not coming on? Come on, case lights. What's the case here? Get on, turn on, right? There we go. They're going to come on now. There we go. That's better. Extrusion backers might help with the saddling. Extrusion backers. I don't know what an extrusion backer is. If you took out the bed and rotated 90 degrees and ran a home, quad gantry level and mesh again, then it'll tell you if it's the bed or the rail. Ooh, good point. Because then the saddle would go the other way. A warp bed makes for a warp part, mesh or not. Good point. Good point. So far, we're looking pretty good. Oh, I don't know if it has holes on all four sides. That's a good point. Hey, Stephen Poole. That's a good question, Crapstar. I can't see under the bed right now, so I can't tell if there's holes on all four sides. I would strongly think there's not. Actually, there's not, because you can see right there that there's a cutout on the bed where the bolt goes in, and on the sides there's no cutout, so I couldn't rotate the bed 90 degrees. Unless, of course, I drilled it out. So, no, I could rotate it 180, but that's not going to do anything. I think Zenbender was just testing me. As long as it looks cool, that's all that matters. I don't think I've ever looked into or heard of extrusion backers. Let me look it up. Titanium extrusion backers for Voron 2.4 and Trident. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, those. Oh, I see what you mean. $99. Holy crap. Canadian. 2 millimeter and 3 millimeter thickness. Okay, interesting. Yeah, they would look cool. So worth it on a bigger build. Yeah, they look cool, but what are they actually doing that's different? They're not going to warp. I guess that's the key, is you're not going to get any warp out of them. And they have the Voron logo cut into them. Well, there we go. That's an expensive add-on. Oh, there's another company that sells them. Titanium backers, $65, but that's US. So that's about the same as 99 Canadian. 65 for the 250, 70 for the 300s, and 75 for the 350s. Oh, and you get them in black as well. Oh, those are steel ones. Then you got titanium ones. Voron Trident kinematic bed mount. Trident kinematic bed mount. Huh. All kinds of accessories you can get for these things. Heat expansion between the gantry extrusion and the linear rail due to dissimilar metals. They will banana on you, and they say when heated up. Well, of course, because two different metals are going to heat at two different rates, and they're going to do two different things. Ultra flat aluminum bed. Let's see what that's all about. A 250 ultra flat. Let's see, a 300 ultra flat aluminum bed, $135. Well, how do you know how ultra flat it is until you get there and test it? Beta is over. The beds are amazing. Variants of 0.05 on 250 millimeters and 8 millimeters thick. A variance of plus or minus 0.05. But there's still a variance. My variance is 0.1. So, yeah. The steel rails react differently to heat than aluminum, so adding the backers keeps the extrusion straight. Okay. Donner get Mandalore works is not always a good one. All I know is if I get great prints out of this printer, which I am so far, I'm happy. And even as old curmudgeon said, I mean, if you've got a 0.1 variance, yeah, you're going to have a warp print. But when I'm printing something in the middle of the bed like this, how much warp are you really going to see on a 0.1 variance? Very little. If I'm printing a whole width of the bed something, then a 0.1 or 1/10 of a millimeter, I mean, even 1/10 of a millimeter variance, that's puny. Unless you're doing precision or ultra precision printing, ultra precision work for parts that have to fit together within that kind of a variance. Yeah. You wish LDO would sell their beds separate, like the motor kit, the frames kits, etc. Okay. I mean, here's a place, I have no clue what this is. I just Googled it. I looked it up. And here's a place, it's called Lightweight Labware. Here it is right here. And they sell a bed, $135 for a 300 millimeter bed, 8 millimeters thick. And they say it's a variance of plus or minus 0.05. Designed by Lightweight Labware, University of Voron, blah, 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 and everything. So here we go. University of Voron and Ants printers. Discounting V0 variants. So again, that's just one company selling some beds. So who knows what you're getting. DFH sells those. They're really good. And you think about it, it's $135 if you want a better bed. Now, if I'm having issues with my prints coming off this bed and I need some more precision than I'm going to get off of it, then it is $135 worth it. Yeah, if it's going to do what I want. But I don't think for what I'm going to be getting off of this printer right now for this 300 bed for a variance of 0.1, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference for what I'm doing. So it's only half a layer. Yeah. If it looks good, it is good. Exactly, Dominic. Exactly. Don't get the Mandela Roseworks beds. Oh, is what you mean. Oh, is that what you were trying to say? Donner get Mandela Rose. It's not. Thanks for the translation there, Zexelter. I appreciate it. I was wondering. Could you not hate a bed skimmed? I think you mean have, but could you not have a bed skimmed? I'm sure if you have a metal shop around you, your bed deviation is 0.036. Well, good. That's awesome, actually. You should see the bed deviation on my rat rig, but it still produces good prints. So, and that's a 500 millimeter bed, and it's thinner than these Voron beds. So, yeah. What am I printing? I am printing accent parts for the just a few accent parts, not many. Normally I'd fill the bed, but I want these to be finished during this stream, and I'm just printing some accent parts right here. If I can take that off the 3D view, so we're just printing these, just a few accent parts for the Trident build that I'm going to be doing. So we're going to start printing these. As I say, normally I'd fill the bed, but for the sake of this stream, this is going to take just under 2 hours to print. So I wanted them to be finished printing by the end of the stream so we can have a look at them and see how they look. You use a 6 millimeter thick mirror. You love it, flat as flat can be. The date on the back is from 1959. Wow. That's pretty cool. And yeah, mirrors they've got to be flat or else they're a 6 millimeter mirror. That's thick. That's awesome, Stephen. Deviation isn't too important as long as you have a bed mesh. Well, yeah. And then, and even as old curmudgeon said, even if you have a bed mesh, you're still going to have that warp, but a 0.1 millimeter warp, a 1/10 of a millimeter warp. I'm not being that precise with anything I'm printing at this point in time. So what's the footprint size? That's a good question. Let me grab my tape measure here. Do you want metric or imperial? Although I can give you both. I have a tape measure here that has both on it. Your Mandela Roseworks bed is 0.119 variance with a sharp divot right in the middle, and you have not had a nozzle crash with it. Not happy with it. Metric. You want metric? Footprint. Well, okay, if I go from the feet, I'll just go the whole case. So 460 millimeters. $460 square. Now, keep in mind that the spool in the back, let me pull this other camera out. Let me get this other camera going. And I'll show you what I'm going to talk about here. Let's reset this sucker. And we'll move it over. And we'll move it down. So here we go. We can have a look on this thing here. So there we go. And if we move it over a bit more, so there we go. So 400. So we had 460 millimeters. Okay, as far as the footprint, as far as the actual overall case. Keep in mind that the spool holder, the way I have it mounted, is sticking back another, I don't know, maybe 150 millimeters out the back. So you really need to allow for the spool and everything. We're looking about 530 millimeters in depth if we mount the spool on the side like it is there. Sorry about the wires in the way, but that's just actually, I can tuck those up out of the way. That's just some of my charging cables and stuff sticking down. So, yeah. No, that's not counting the spool. As I say, the spool, it is a 300 build. Yes. Let's see. I don't want this to get too warm on top. Well, that is getting a bit warm. That's just a roll of PLA from Polymaker that we had on there. Oh, that bright yellow with the red. Man, this is going to be a cool McDonald's Trident printer. Da-da-da-da. Oh, I'm going to put a speaker in it. Let's go back to the printed parts. Engaging, worth asking. Yes, absolutely. So if I'm doing red with yellow accents, and that's the color, that's the McDonald's color, I should put a speaker in the printer somewhere with a little Arduino board or whatever it is, and I should have it so when you turn on the printer, it goes da-da-da-da-da. What do you think? I don't know. I think that would be cool. Oh, you know what I didn't do and I got to do? Although, do I have the temperature showing for my Pi? Let's see. Where's my Where is my... There it is there. Let me see. Oh, no, I want to get my temperatures in there. I want to add the... I forget the code where I can tell it to tell me the temperatures of the Pi and temperature of the main board. Because I did forget to put my heatsink on my Pi. I've got a heatsink for the Pi I haven't put on. But I don't know how hot we're getting with the side fan cooling here. So no, side fans are only coming on at 50%. And again, for those that haven't, you just like the drive-throughs, yeah. Speaker with a voice synthesizer that makes your speech unintelligible. And for those that haven't seen this, and this is a cool feature, and I know you've all seen it, but I love to show it off, is they have this feature right here called exclude object. And even though every one of the objects on my bed is different, I can exclude any one of these objects if they happen to fail mid-print. Just by clicking on it, I would click on it and it would say, I can say exclude object, and it would just continue on with the rest of the print and not affect, so I wouldn't spoil the entire print if one object fails. That is the coolest feature in the world. I'm sorry. I don't have a chamber thermistor on this, no. Temperature sensor, Raspberry Pi. Okay, thank you. Let me copy and paste that. Mainsail has it, Fluid doesn't. Oh, doesn't Fluid have that ability? Okay. I think if I go to here, I'm going to copy that, paste it, Zenbender, copy and paste what Zenbender put there. There we go. Copy. Yeah, you need to put the line breaks in there. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead while this is printing. So if we go in, here, we'll just share the screen just because. We can do this while it's printing. And we will go to the printer config. And I think I have a temperature sensor section in here. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Let's go find temperature. Thermistor, temperature resistance, no. Well, maybe I don't have a temperature sensor section in here. Oh, previous. Oh, right here, right here, here we go. So we have temperature sensor, chamber temperature, but we don't have a chamber thermistor, so we're not going to bother bringing all that in. Yeah, mainboard temp. Yeah, why not? So let's go enter here. Let's paste in what you just sent me. And we have to then go line break there. Let's get rid of that red dot up there, or whatever that is. Temperature host min temp. Host min temp. Max temp. I think I can. Is that one line? Is that all good on one line, or do I need to? Oh no, I got to go here and break this right here, and then I got to go here and break this here. Min temp 10, max temp 100. There we go. Oh, why is that still highlighted? Dum, da, da, da. 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Let's go to the other one for the chamber, or for the MCU. Boom, boom, boom. Copy. That's what I love about this community. I mean, I could have looked this up, but you guys are just awesome that you just put it in here. And then we'll go down one. We'll just boom, boom, and paste this in. And we will line break there. Oops, one too many. Go up, get rid of whatever that red dot is. And then we go min temp and max temp. Here we go. Perfect. And we'll save and close. There we go. And on the next reboot, they should show up right over here with the extruder and heater bed temperatures. They'll show up right below it once we finish and restart. Yeah, that's a good question. How do you add a chamber thermistor? Mind you, this had a wire for a chamber thermistor, but it used the chamber thermistor to power the LEDs. The chamber thermistor plug to power the LEDs on the breakout board. So that kind of confuses me. I would assume you need a physical thermistor somewhere in there to get your actual chamber thermistor. I mean, I'm not overly concerned about chamber thermistor right now, but I mean, it is what it is. If you know, it's not like I can change my chamber temperature. Well, I guess I can by speeding up and slowing down the fans. But one thing I do want to try on here is I want to try the high temperature, or just even the carbon fiber nylon I have. I want to try printing on here, but I need to get a. I got to wait till I get an obscene nozzle. I always screw up the name, obsidian nozzle. I call it the obscene nozzle. So I got to get the E3D obscene nozzle before I try my polycarbonate nylon, or my carbon fiber nylon. Sorry. I do have a chamber thermistor. Okay, well, let's uncomment it and let's see what it does. Da 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 da. Go away search feature. Right there, temperature sensor, chamber thermistor, temperature T1, sensor type. Okay, well, let's comment it out and let's see if we get an error when we do a restart. Well, then the sensor pin, though, PF5. PF5. We're going to wait and see. We're going to wait and see. Because I'm pretty sure that the pin is being used for the LED. We're going to wait and see on that. Let's wait and see. It will error out. Yeah, I don't have one installed. So I'd actually have to install a chamber thermistor. What do they even look like? Let's look. Voron chamber thermistor. Chamber temperature, chamber thermistor, chamber Z-chain guide, chamber thermistor NTC 3950, 1 meter cable. It just looks like it's just a standard thermistor. $3, €3. I guess you have to put it in and run it somewhere. Although, where would you put a chamber thermistor ideally? It looks like a standard, yeah, an NTC 3950 thermistor. Chamber thermistor for 3D printers, Etsy Canada. Etsy Canada to buy a chamber thermistor for 3D printers? Are you kidding? $5. It's a 2-piece SB. You don't have one. The LDO had one, but yours doesn't. Ha ha ha. Glass bead is probably what you want. It plugs into the stealth burner board on the auxiliary port. Well, hang on a sec. Hang on just a minute here. How do these parts look anyways? These parts look pretty good so far. They look pretty good. Okay. Okay, that's not a chamber thermistor. So, you guys hang out for a minute. Hang on. Whoops. Let there be light. And there was light. And it was good. Da, 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 da. I'll be right there by your side. I'll be. It's not that one. Well, I have. Let's see. Okay, let's have a peek here. Okay, that's not the right box. This is wires and electronics. I have got so much stuff. I can't even pronounce that. Boeth Builder. Hello, welcome. Okay, 1 second. Nozzles, hot ends. Is it in there? Okay. LEDs. Anyway, somewhere I have. If you're saying it's a glass ball thermistor, somewhere I have a lot of them. I have some that I bought off Creality. They're the glass bulb with 2 white wires coming off them. So that might just work for me. DeWitt 3D Canada is great, just like your M8 down the road. Your mate down the road. Oh, okay, like Richard. My mate Richard. Thank you, Collie. I'm missing some chat here because I was overlooking. Okay, let's see. You put a link there. I want to see what that link goes to. Let's see. Oh, okay, there. Yeah, okay. I've got that picture. I've got that. That's a different board that I have, but I have the 2-part PCB. Oh, no, that's the one coming from. Okay, I see what you mean. Chamber thermistor right there. XN stop or chamber thermistor going in there. Okay. That's what we were looking at. Same basic design. Both are by Hastrick. Okay, didn't know if I moved stiff around. I move stiff around all the time. One just has a pin front LED board. 3 connectors on the left are the only difference. Okay, those 3 are just a connector on the other boards. The hot end thermistors and the chamber thermistor will share the ground side. So only 1 wire runs to a new thermistor plug on the board. What you need is the same. Okay. So I got to get a specific chamber thermistor. We'll plug into the right 2 of the 3 pins. If I get one. I'm not convinced I need a chamber thermistor, but we'll see. Why is there a little piece of something sticking up right there? That's just a little schnot. A little schnoot. So anyways, I was saying, this container right here, if you take a gander at this is all the spare bolts, nuts, all the spare bolts and nuts and so forth from the 2.4 build. Like, all that is all spares. That doesn't include, this doesn't include the bag that says spares, or they call it backup. There's a whole other bag of backup parts that came in. So if I go grab that part, let's see. Or meanwhile, let's just go back to this. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I lied. Yeah, that does include the backup parts. So including all the backups they give you, including all the backups that you get with the LDO kit, this is all leftover parts. And, you know, hopefully my printer's not just going to fall apart one day because I missed putting in 110 M38 screws. Well, they give you 110 M38 screws. They give you, like, this is baffling. I've got hex nuts galore, M3 hex nuts. I got lots of spare pieces here. Anyways, or this might be my 01s combined, but it doesn't matter. You end up with a hardware store of parts when you're done building your printer. Any thermistor will work. Okay, only difference between a hot end thermistor and a glass bead, and the one is that the hot end one has the glass bead potted into a metal cap. Okay. I have some of them lying around, but if you ask me where, I'll tell you they're here somewhere. When I moved my studio around, I put things in places where I thought I would find them, but now I can't find them. Let me have a peek. Hang on. Boom. I'm gonna fill that anyways. I'm pretty sure. Wow. That's okay. That's not. I'm not going to worry about that. I have more printer parts and more spare parts than I think some startup 3D printing companies have. So yeah, so too many parts. I got to start sorting through all my spare parts and figuring out what I'm going to do, what I need to keep. I should actually maybe sell some. I have a lot of spare parts for Creality machines, and I don't have Creality machines anymore. I have more stepper motors than you can shake a stick at. The white potting is boron nitride on something like that. Same thing you have to use on those stupid Slice Engineering mosquito hot end heaters. Okay. Huh, interesting. I'm going to see if I have a steady hand enough here to fill my spray bottle with isopropyl. This is 99% IPA. It smells really good. Well, and speaking of smell, I don't smell anything exhausting from the printer as far as the ABS goes. At least I'm not smelling it. Now, sure, there are some VOCs coming into the room. I wish there was a way I could see the filling, but yeah, there is a clear spot on the other side of this bottle. I can actually see how full we're getting. This will last me a long time. There we go. That's plenty for now. %. That's the good stuff. We don't mess around here in Canada. 15 people. We had 17. We have 15. We have 12 likes. Let me give myself a like. There we go. Now we have 13 likes. YouTube likes that. Heck, I'll give myself a dislike. There we go. I'll dislike my own stream, and it helps on the YouTube algorithm. It does not matter whether it's a like or dislike. Just hit a thumb. Is it me, or these things seem to be taking a long time to print? Although it did say an hour and 59 minutes. I do not want to go fast. I don't want to compromise quality on these parts. Then we're printing at we're hitting 80 millimeters a second on average here. There we go. So, what should I do between now and when I get the Trident? What do you guys want to see me do? Shall I get the second 0.1 running? I could try and start the Rat Rig 3.1 update, but that's a major undertaking on its own. Or, yeah, possibly, because we have this little guy right here. I don't even have a camera I can put on this guy right now, or do I? Yeah, I do have a camera right here. Look at this. Let's see. Do something that will make me happy. Okay, I'm going to win $1 million. I'm going to win the lottery. That'll make me really happy. Why do I have... Why do I not have this other camera? I'm missing a camera in my setup. Or am I? Let's see. No, I'm not. It's right there. Is that the brightest it'll go? There we go. So we have this guy that we got to get going again. Actually, why don't we plug this in while this is running, while the other one's running? I was having an issue with the hot end, and I don't remember what the issue with the hot end was, or if I got it running again. So let's, do I have a plug here? Do I happen to have a plug? I happen to have a plug. So let's plug this in. Let's turn it on. Did it power on? It powered on. Let's turn it on and see what's wrong with it. While we're waiting for this other print to finish. Why not, right? This is actually, it's a Voron stream. This is a Voron. This little guy doesn't want to, there we go. Okay. There we go. It's a little difficult to focus this one. It's right in my face too. Now I just have to remember the IP address for this thing. I believe it's actually, I think I called it Voron Red. Voron Red. Local. No, I didn't. Voron Red. Local. Oh, is it going to work? It's not going to work. When you wire up a stepper motor, with 4 black wires and just do it without using an ohm meter, you have a 1 in 8 chance of them being right. That's still better than the odds of winning the lottery. 1 in 8 chance? I don't know about that. A stepper motor, 4 wires. Stepper motor with 4 wires. Now, theoretically, you've got to have 4 wires on each end, okay, in order for it to work. Okay, remember, you've got to. So I think it's more than a 1 in 8 chance. I think it's maybe like a 1 in. Oh gosh. 8 8s are 64. Well, I think the odds are higher than that, Zenbender. I really do. Okay, we need to do our 10.0.0. No, I need to do a IP search to figure out what this one is. I'm going to do the IP scanner. I'm going to scan our network here. Let's go ahead here and scan our network and see what we're at here. One of these should say, so we're 84. So I think we're on 84 here. So let's do 10.0.0.84. There it is. Okay, there's our Voron red right here. Working good. I'll bet there's a bunch of updates for it too. Look at all these updates. I'm not going to bother right yet till I figure out if the hot end's working. So if I go back to this guy and if I hit home, so we're going to home fine. Okay, we home fine. We're doing fine. Everything else. Let's come to the middle of the bed. And let's lower our Z a little bit here. And let's heat it up and see if I'm pushing filament through or not. Actually, I'm using, what do we have here? Oh, we're running silk filament for one thing, which I don't want to put in there because that's just a pain in the butt sometimes. So let's change it. We'll put that Polymaker red back on here. So let's put that off to the side here. Let's grab the Polymaker red. Let's heat it up and get rid of the filament here first. So we'll go 215 and we'll heat the bed. We'll get the bed going to 70. Funny with this clipper on this one, it's mainsail as well. When I type in the temperature, I can hit tab and it goes. On my 2.4, when I type in the temperature, I have to hit the enter button in order for it to go. It's weird. Just wasted 2 feet of filament. I did, Zenbender. You noticed that, did you? I have a bad habit of just cutting it off here, pulling it out. 2 feet of filament, gone forever, just like that. Are we heating? We're heating. We're at 128, 129. This has the oh man, there's some boogers on that nozzle. This is the whatever that standard nozzle that comes with it is. The brain fart right now. Easy way to ID the wire pairs of a stepper motor while turning the shaft. Bring 2 wire ends together. If the shaft gets harder to turn, they're a pair. Oh, really? Okay, we should be able to remove the filament now. I'm just going to do it the easy way here. There we go. And here comes a 2 feet of wasted filament. Look at that. Right into my scrap plastic box. Okay, let's put this back together. Let's put this back in. Let's go ahead and load in the Polymaker PLA red. Oh, that end is a little bit rough. There we go. Okay, let's see if we're going to feed. Let's go ahead and feed 50 millimeters. We're not feeding. That could have been my issue. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, there we go. Now we're feeding. Wasn't pushed in far enough. Okay, so we have filament coming out. We're skipping. How fast are we extruding? Let's turn the feed rate down to 1. Yeah, you can hear the extruder going click, 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 click. Let's feed 50 more. There we go. Just lower the extrusion rate to 1, and we're not getting any clicking in the extruder, so we're good. We're just pushing through a bit fast. Maybe if I loosen off, tighten. Okay, so we're feeding filament. Our bed's almost at 70. Maybe I did fix this. I don't know. For some reason, I didn't think this was working. There we go. Look at that beautiful spiral it's making me. Oh, look at that. That's a piece of art right there. And we're still extruding. There we go. 50 millimeters out. Look what it made. Isn't that pretty? It's like a little traffic cone or something. Anyways, squishy, squish, squish. Okay. I'm going to go find, put you back on this one. I'm going to go find a file to print, or maybe see what I've got on my G-code files on this already. Logo G-code, Fox graphic logo. Let's print a Voron cube on this one. Start print. And we'll see what happens. Let's see if we can get a Voron cube to print on this guy. I'm going to assume I've already calculated my Z offset calibration, but we'll see. We'll find out pretty quick here. See if I kill my bed. I'm good at assuming things sometimes. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Here, we'll give you a view of this. Let's see what we get here. Oh yeah, we're lying down okay. One who dies with the most Voron cubes wins. This is the new Benchy. Although this is kind of ugly looking, I have a feeling I haven't oh, this is ugly. I have a feeling I haven't calculated my flow rate and everything on this yet. This is just so ugly. No, we're going to put a stop to this right away. Oh man, it's ugly. It is so ugly. Look. Look at that. That's awful. Something's out of whack here. I don't remember when that's just a file I pre-sliced. I mean, that bottom, look, there's holes in it. Yeah, I don't think I've done my, I've calculated my flow rate. I don't think I've done any of that. So yeah, to be in all honesty, I forget where I was at with this thing. So yeah, that wasn't very pretty. Let's go ahead and do a, let's calculate my flow for one. So let's grab, here's my cool tool. This is what I use to, can you really see it? No, it's what I use to, maybe the black one will show better. I have a yellow one too. But I made these, there we go. This is what I use to measure the amount of filament that I'm extruding when I go to do my E-step. It's not actually E-steps on here, but when I do my flow. So this is what I use on this. So I will, let's do that while we're waiting for these other prints. So we're going to do it from back here. So just from what's going into the tube. So we go here. It's pretty simple. Goes in here. Whoops. Then we can go up here and right where it says 100, we can mark it at 100. And where it says 120, I can mark it at 120. And just like that, we have our marks. And I've done them in different colors, depending on what color filament we have on there. It's easier to read or easier to see. So we have a black one, a white one, and a yellow one in this particular instance. And these are accurate. I have measured them for accuracy. So there's the black one, which we could have used on this. So then we have our marks at 100 and 120, so we know where we're looking. So let's come around here and let's ask it to extrude 50 millimeters twice. Let's see what we get. I have a feeling this is going to be way off, but let's actually heat it up first so that it has the right temperature. Be right back. That sounds good. Oh yeah, that was just ugly. Whatever that was printing there was just totally ugly. Okay, we are, and we have an issue over here. We're printing in midair, so we're going to stop that print. Where's my window? I was thinking they should have been a lot higher. And stop. Okay, well, we have a clog or something. Hang on, I don't know if it's so much a clog or is the filament not pulling through? Let me see. It could very well be over here. No, that seems okay. That all seems fine. Huh. Well, let's investigate this. We'll work on one printer at a time here now. Let's see if I can push. Let's heat it up again, 255. See if I can push filament through or if we're clogged. That's just weird. But again, first time running ABS through this, so we'll see. Check my gearing and config. My gearing. You mean on the one that just clogged? Are we speaking on the one that we just got the clog on? Let's see. Is it going to push filament through? Nope. No, we're not pushing filament. So we have a nozzle clog. Oh, V01, okay. So let's go ahead over here. So there's something going on in here. We're at 255. If I tell it to extrude, it is, nothing is happening. Now it'll go. Let's see now. Let's extrude. There it goes. No. So we've got something going on inside the nozzle. Well, the filament's going right down to the hot end. Let's see. Let's give it a little more tension. What the heck is going on here? Oh, hang on. Okay, now let's try. There we go. No. There we go. Okay, now let's try again. Should be at 5010 on the VO01 extruder. Okay, let's go have a look at that one while I figure this out. Where is it? Where are we? Where are we? Right here. Machine. Printer. And we're looking for the gearing. We're at 50 to 10. 50 to 10. Yeah, we are okay there. Okay, let's see. Let's try again. See if we can get more out of here. Extrude 50. It's struggling. Oh, now we're pushing filament okay. Some reason I think, oh no. Let's just see. No, it pushes and then it skips. Let's back off that tension a bit. Now we're not feeding at all. Well, a little bit. There we go. I think I had this too loose. Let's see if we can get the full 50 out here now. Nope, we're skipping. Something going on inside there. Yeah, gotta love it. Okay, let me move that over and check that. We printed yesterday just fine. Okay, let's go in. Let's open that cover. Let's go just go back to this one. It'll be a little easier. Stepper motor seated perfectly in there. Let's try again here. Definitely something going on inside with the gears. Let's have a look. Filament diameter. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Hold on. I was at the wrong spot. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, this is interesting. Just want to see if I'm 1.75. Yeah, the filament's okay. I was getting readings of over 2 in there, but I think I was hitting it a bit crooked. So the filament's okay. 176, 176, 175, 175. Yeah, we're okay on that. I think I'm going to Okay. I think I'm going to pop off the clockwork and see what's going on in there. Let's power that off so I don't do anything foolish. Let's have a look inside and see if I can see anything. Exact same issue with your 2.4, having no matter what hot end you have on it. Interesting. Okay, well, let's pop off the clockwork and see if I can see anything inside it. And I guess that's what this rest of the stream is going to be about. You can shut this one off. Where did I put that driver? Oh, there it is right there. And we need the 2mm. There we go. I'm just going to pop this off. It is intermittently feeding, skipping. That's what I'm looking for right now, Andrew. That's what I'm going to check for. Okay, so the this pops off real easy thanks to that 2-part PCB. Okay, and let's go ahead and pop this off. Yep, it's all right. It's okay. We'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, the nozzle looks fine. There's nothing in. Let's just see. Where's my little thin one? Right here. Nope. I think the nozzle's fine. Okay, let's check the let's take this apart and see what's going on. Hey, Dr. Derp. Are the set screws on the gears tight? That's what I'm going to check here and see. I'm always forgetting which friggin' 2 screws I have to remove to take this off. think it's this one that I loosened here. No, it's not. It's this one here. Oh, am I missing chat? There we go. Cool. Down here. And down here. Man. Okay, let me just unplug you and you. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's tight. There we go. And then I just have to remove 2 more little screws. There we go. Just to get it off the chain. And 1 more wire. Stop. There we go. Okay, whew, we have the hot end off. We have the hot end off. Let's get rid of this other screw before I drop it too. Oh, that one's okay. If only there were LEDs inside to light up the working area. I turned the power off though. I turned the power off. Okay, I'm going to unplug the hot end so we can look at the extruder. There we go. So the hot end's fine. Where's my overhead camera here? There we go. So hot end looks fine. Now I think there's probably, unless, see, when I pull the filament out though, I'm only going in this far. I should be able to make it right down to the tip. So I wonder if something in here is jammed. It shouldn't. But when I pull the filament out, it should have come out straight from all the way down, although this is the melt zone in here. So, yeah, who knows? I could always heat it up and push the rest of the filament through and see what we get. I think we want to get rid of this. Primers, followers, and viewers on mountainviewers.com. We don't buy followers and viewers, so I'm off camera. Oh, right here. Let me just where am I here? I got to go over to here. Oh, I think somebody else already got rid of that for me. Thank you. Perfect. Whoever did that, thank you. So basically, I'm only getting in this far to the nozzle. And when I pulled the filament out, it should have pulled it out all the way. I should be getting in a fair bit further in the nozzle. So we could have a clog in the nozzle possibly, but I can't imagine. So I'm going to heat this up and see if I can push whatever's in there out. Meantime, we'll have a look and see what's going on in here. So I can pop this cover off. Do I have a set of acupuncture needles? I don't. But this will push filament. This little tool will push filament straight through. Okay, there's that one. And then we've got this one. Let's see, this guy here. I just want to see if the gears are clean inside or if we're stripping or if we're actually stripping filament. Is that focused? That's pretty focused right there, I think. Yeah, oh, right there. And then we go, yeah, I see some junk in there. Okay, and then we got this guy here. Oh, it's hourglass shaped. Oh, okay. So that's fine. I don't think it's a nozzle. I don't think there's an issue with the nozzle anyways. My whole issue is going to be putting the right screws back in the right holes on this. So this could be fun. Just open the latch all the way. I can't really see the gear. Oh, I see. Open. Oh, I see where you're going in here. I can see the gears are clear, but you can see inside there is a whole bunch of right in there. And you can see inside there, we got a whole bunch of filament scraps in here. So if I pop this off real quick, there we go. This one's almost off anyways. Oh, this is still, I'm still missing a few screws underneath here anyways too. But okay, so let's just look inside here. So the gears, we seem to be, maybe I don't have to go apart so far, but here's a look inside. I know it's hard to see because it's dark, but we seem to not have any buildup on the extruder gears themselves. Or is that some yellow I'm seeing there? No, that seems pretty clean in there. I think, although I may be seeing a little bit of debris just down inside there. So let's see. Let me see if it helps. If I put a bit of light on it. Sorry, it's hard to get the right angle here. There we go. There's some light in there. No, I think we're okay inside as far as the gears go. But as I say, there's a little bit of crap going on. Man, this is sort of hard to maneuver with the camera. Sorry, folks. We got a buildup of something right in there, though. That's probably just filament rubbing on the side of that hole as it comes out. So, okay. So let me just have a look in here. Let me just check the gear path. Matter of fact, let me throw some screws back in here. Put this back together. Then I'll check the filament path. Okay. That's just the motor. That one was the motor, and this is the that's the lock for the latch. That doesn't have to be super tight. Yep. Okay. So let me just check the filament path. Turn off. Turn off. There we go. See, the filament path is clear. This has got a little bend in it, so it's got a little hiccup in it. But for the most part, there's nothing impeding that filament path at all. And if we lock it in, we're still good. And we should have smooth turning on the gear. Let's see. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think there's a problem at all with the with this. I think this is okay. So we will double check. Let's double check these extruder motor plugs. All the wires look fine. It is seated in here good. The only other place, of course, is on the bottom, underneath the printer on the main board. But it should be snapped in there pretty good. But these all look like they're making good connection. We'll just push our wires, make sure that they are seated in there okay. Okay. Okay, well, I personally think this is good. So I can put it back together and try it. Let's put this nozzle back in. I'll just check this and let's make sure that this is clear. That's perfectly clear path there. So there's nothing impeding that at all. So Yeah, we're good there. So we'll put the nozzle back on. Don't bend it. No, I won't. Nozzle's on. Nozzle's fine. Okay. Where's my little locker here? This guy here. Come on, screw. Don't screw with me. 2 millimeter. This one. We'll just close this off. Oh, I need to plug the plugs in. What am I doing? Actually, it's easier right now if I... It's much easier right now if I plug the thermistor and the hot end in before I put this on. Really hard to get at these. And the thermistor. Come on. There it is. Okay, we're good there. Okay, let's go ahead and put this back on. Where's my screws for it? There's one of them here and the other one is still in there. That's good. So this one's going to go. We'll get this one ready. And you're going to go in there on the bottom. You're going to slide in down and we're going to be good. Okay. Let's go fire this back on. The auxiliary port is right above where I fired the heater in. Oh, right here. Oh, this one. Where's my overhead again? So this is the auxiliary. The LEDs are going in here. This is the auxiliary right here. Okay, this one. Okay, and that's chamber thermistor. Right 2 pins. Okay, perfect. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, we're gonna go put this back on. I don't have a better camera view for this unless I, let's see. I want you guys to see me struggle, right? So unless I were to do this, and oh man, that's a weird view. That is, what am I looking at here? Oh, what the heck? Why not? There, how's that? You can see me working right here. Or am I upside? I'm upside down. For goodness sake! Are you getting dizzy yet, guys? There we are. Getting dizzy yet? Okay, good. Where'd this go? Come on, bring it over. So we're going to plug these guys back in here for the LEDs, or for the. This is for the. Sorry, not the LEDs. This is for the Plicky probe. Get in. Come on, go up the proper spot. There we go. Oh man. Okay. There we go. I just had to find the right slot. There we go. Okay, let's get this back on. There we go. Get the cable chain plugged back in. Drag chain, cable chain, whatever you choose to call it. I'm good with it. And then the second one for that is way over here. Getting dizzy, but I like that feeling. My bad back also appreciated the unloading. Awesome. Okay, let's plug these back in. Come on. Cooperate. There's one. There's... Jeez. Big fingers. There's two. There's that. I think we're good. We can close off this. Oh, the wire's in the way. Get out of the way, wire. Come on. It's not that difficult. Come on. No pressure. There it is. I made that look harder than it was. Harder than it had to be. Okay, now we can go ahead and put the stealth burner back on. What'd you miss? Nothing. We just took the hot end apart, trying to figure out why we were having feeding issues, but the extruder, the clockwork too, everything's feeding fine. So check pin. Come on. Stop showing these friggin' notifications, Microsoft. Check pin on the big connector too. Yes. I know I've got new messages. Get the frig out of my sight. There we go. Everything, the big connector came pre-made and everything should be fine on it. Okay, let's just put it back together and we'll see if we can duplicate the problem, replicate it. And I'm going to also see if it's possibly getting too much strain from the spool holder. Okay, that's back in. Gravity. Okay, and I don't over tighten these. I actually have a very loose grip on this. And when it hits the end, it just spins. That way I'm not over tightening those. They don't need to be cranked down super tight. Okay. So the other thing I'm going to try. Okay, so we're okay. We're back together. I'm going to go about medium pressure on that. Okay. Let's power it back on. Make sure everything's going to come on. Okay. And I'm suspicious whether it's having difficulty coming from the spool holder too. So we will investigate that as well. So let's switch back to this guy. Okay, as soon as we get powered up, we'll fire it up, we'll heat it up, and we'll pull some filament through and see what happens. Okay, try again. There we are. Let's heat it up to 255. Well, maybe even, let's see, the Polymaker, this filament is good. 245 to 265. So what the hell? Let's go 260. Maybe it needs a little higher temperature for some reason. And our LEDs are working. We're good. Everything got put back together okay. There we go. I'll throw this guy on. There we go. Okay. That is fairly tight coming through here. It's not pulling through the easiest. But okay. Okie doke. 259, 260. Okay, let's close this up. Let's see what we get. No, it's still not working properly. It does not want to feed. That's strange. It's going now. Now it's going. Oops. Helps if I click on the right button. No, it's skipping in there. I think I got to take that apart and rebuild this. No, something's going on. I'm gonna curiosity. I'm gonna try something out of curiosity too. Could be a temperature thing. So, just because I'm curious, let's pull this ABS out. Look, I'm not going to waste 2 feet. We won't waste 2 feet this time. We'll just pull it out without cutting it. I just want to see. I just want to see if it does it with the PLA. Just curious. Okay, let's lower this temperature. We don't need 260 for PLA. 215 will be fine. 3 to 4 feet on a V24, yeah. That's why I didn't do it. There's something, okay, when I push it in, it's hitting something, and then when I push it by, it must be the gears. Anyways, that's fine. Let's just see. See what happens here. Okay, let's extrude. See if this one extrudes. No, it's not. Okay, that's way off. Come on. I got nothing. I mean, I'm at extrusion temperature right now, and I can't even push the filament through to the hot end. I can't even push it down and get it to come out. That won't even, nothing. Like, I should be able to manually push that through and out the nozzle, and I can't. So I wonder if there's something in that nozzle. I wonder if there's something in that nozzle. Filament's going right down, right through, right to the, I can feel the resistance right there. Although it's still got ABS in the nozzle. Let's heat it up hotter. Oops, 2556 is a little hot. Heat it up even more. See if we can put it, yeah. We're going to heat it up and push. Oh, heck, let's go to 260. There's still some ABS in the nozzle, so. Here we go. There, now we're starting to see some red. Okay. Now we're pushing through. Okay, let's see if I can actually use the motor and push it through at 260. That didn't take long to heat up. Man, that's impressive. Extrude. So no, there's something going on inside here, because that is feeding, stop. And then if I push it a little, feeding, stop. If I push it a little, feeding, stop. Okay. 8 o'clock too, figures. We got to tear the nozzle apart. Tear the hot end apart. Let's just pull the filament out. Let's let it cool down. Let's go to 0, cool down. Okie dokie. Well, that was fun. My first issue. Thing printed perfectly right up until tonight. Try a different nozzle. Bends in the cable chains are in a different spot. Move the head front and left and try again. Move the head front and left and try again. I don't think it's a nozzle. When I heated it up, it pushed through no problem, but I could try a different nozzle. I got to let it cool down to change that anyways. It's still a little bit, that's still a little bit tender on the tootsies. Yeah. We'll let that cool down a bit. I do have a different nozzle right here. I could always just throw on the 0.6 and see what happens. Yeah, we'll try that. We'll heat it up to PLA temperature. Heat it up to 0.6 and see if that makes a difference. Because, okay, so remember how far it would push through on the last nozzle? It would only go to about here. This nozzle, it's going right through to the tip of the nozzle. Right through. So let's see when I pull this nozzle off, if maybe there is something in that nozzle. Oh, that's still pretty hot. Yeah, I was pushing it with my hand and it was still doing it. But it's interesting though, this nozzle's empty, brand new nozzle, never been used. And I can go right to the tip. It's going right to the tip. The other one was only going about that far. So might be something clogged in the other nozzle in here. Possibly. Let's see, we're down to 111 degrees, 110. Is that still too hot to touch with your hand? Oh, it gets a bit warm through that sock after a second. Man, this finger is so calloused, it shouldn't bother it. You should be able to get it off. There, now it's turning. It's warm, but I can turn it. Gotta like these cool change nozzles. Okay, so there's a nozzle that was in it. I pulled the filament out. We did a purge and pull. Let's see how far in this goes. This is only going in this far. If I pulled the filament right out of there, and it doesn't, it should be going right to the tip if I pulled the filament out and all the filament was coming out. I could be wrong. Since that is a melt zone, let's try something. Where did I put them? Where did I put my little, oh, right here. Right here. Let's try something. Let's get rid of the sock. Let's hold on to the nozzle. Let's see if I can melt that plastic out. Filament that creeped up into the cold zone. That's possible, right? Let's see. Okay, we're pushing filament through. Slowly but surely. There we go. Oh, and it's all coated inside. Okay, I'm gonna have to give this nozzle a good clean. Okay, well, let's go ahead. Let's throw this nozzle on. Let's throw the 0.6 and see what we can do. See if it was a clog in the nozzle or if it was something to do with the extruder. Okay, old curmudgeon, thanks. Okay, we got the 0.6 on. We'll heat that up to 215. Gosh, it's nice not to have to hot tighten a nozzle. That one's still hot. I sort of forgot I heated it up. My poor fingertips. My poor fingertips. Still too hot to touch. Okay, we're close. We're close. Let's just, where's my snippers? Okay, we're at temperature. Let's see. See if we can extrude. Well, we got a little bit of seepage already. Okay, let's extrude 50 millimeters. No problem. Let's try another 50. Okay. I'm just seeing if it stops. We'll try another one. I'm just feeling if it's continually pulling. If I put a little bit of resistance on it, it still pulls. Yeah. And let's try once more. No. No, something going on in the extruder and the gears. Hey, Maker Viking. Hot end fan is fine. Although I seem to have a lot of air escaping. Oh, no, it's not. It's fine. The hot end fan is running fine. You seem to have a lot of air escaping out one side of this right here. I can feel the wind right here from the hot end fan. Wonder if there's huh. I don't think this is sealing too good on this side. I got a good leak right out this side from the hot end fan. If I put a little pressure on it, that little hot end that I don't feel it anymore. If I take that pressure off, I feel the wind right there. So I think it could be something to do with it. It's not sealing. It's not sealing right here really well. I can actually feel quite a breeze. If I push it, that breeze goes away. If I let go, there comes the breeze. I wonder if that part is twisted or something. I don't know, but that shouldn't make that much difference. The fan is running at full speed. It should still be cooling it off enough. I really do think I have an issue with the extruder in there. I think I'm going to take one night this week and take it right apart and rebuild it and see if that makes a difference. Something's going on for sure. So let me cool this down. I don't have time tonight to do it. There we go. The temp of the extruder motor. It's cool to the touch. The extruder motor is cool to the touch right now. On a positive note, the first layer of these ABS prints looked really good, and it was printing really well till it wasn't. Yeah, these parts would have looked good. Yeah, they were definitely under extruding. Yeah, so we got an issue somewhere we got to figure out. Oh, yeah. It's always the case. Always happens live. Okay. Oh, well. It is what it is. So it probably wasn't the nozzle. This probably just has hardened filament from the pull, and it's got this is the heat area, the hot area here, anyways. So this is the hot area here. So it's probably where the filament I pulled, and it had a pool of filament left in there. So the nozzle's probably just fine, because the cold zone there's no problem in the cold zone at all. So yeah, well, we'll rebuild it, and we have the ability to do it. I mean, it's just been running fine up till now, but hey, poop happens. It happens, right? Right. So, well, it's good timing anyways, 8 o'clock. I should shut it down. Live streaming, live issues, live incidents. So we're going to pull the 0.6 nozzle. We'll put the 0.4 back in. Put the 0.4 back in. It should be fine. I'll have a look and see. We'll probably live stream troubleshooting it. What the heck? Misery loves company, you know. Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, it helps. Really does help. Actually, I unscrewed that without pulling the filament out, and it actually, it cleaned it out really well. I did a semi-cold pull there because that's clear right to the tip of the nozzle. Oh, so you can do a semi-cold pull, and I can actually see right through to the opening. Very cool. So it's like a brand new nozzle again. It's like it's never been used. Anyways, that's it. That's all. It is good experience. Yes, it is. So we'll let this cool. We're almost cooled off. I'm done for the night. We will tear that apart. Tear that hot end apart. Not the hot end. We'll tear the extruder apart and see what's going on inside. We'll rebuild it. We'll do all the adjustments and tweaks again, like as if we're just doing it from the start. And hopefully that fixes the issue. So stay tuned. This week, we'll get it done through the week. So here I was wondering what I was going to do next, because this thing was done and printing fine. And it was printing perfectly fine. I mean, that's the last perfect print I did with it, right? And we had no issues with this whatsoever. So something's gone on between then and now, and we will investigate it and figure it out. So anyways, not the most successful stream, but it was educational and learning experience. So we will catch everybody later. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you in a little bit during the week. Bye for now.